Our religious leaders is liars.
Right.
Our religious leaders is not going to tell us what is inside that Bible that we go to church with.
Right.
What we have to understand as a people, that they are not here for you.
Right.
When you see your brothers being shot down in the streets, when you see your brothers being gunned down in the ghettos, your religious leaders are happy. They are satisfied of what they are seeing.
Right.
Because if they were not satisfied, they would have been bringing to you the truth according to the Bible.
That's right.
They would have been bringing you the things necessary to get you out of the condition that you are in as a people.
Right.
But they are not doing that. They rather have you jumping up and down in the Christian church, singing hymns, dressing to their leisure, and making you pay your time.
Right.
But according to the Lord, your pastors are evil men.
That's right.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 22 verse 2.
I.S.U.P.K.
Bury me a priest. Up at night I never sleep, contemplating how to set my people free. Bury me a priest. Revolution I be moving, got the feds get a virus in these streets. Nigga, bury me a priest. Restoring honor to my dad's name, he died before he ever got to see you. Bury me a priest. If it's ever rest in peace, tell my kids that it died on his feet. Bury me a priest. So cold-blooded, but the hoes blooded. Posted with the low stugging. In 15, I got caught up.
And now you're going to understand why the Lord is letting you know you need to watch and pay close attention to your Christian leaders. You need to pay close attention to your pastors because they are not telling you the truth according to God. They are not telling you the truth according to this Bible. Give me the book of Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 2.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord.
Thus saith who?
Thus saith the Lord.
This is the Lord speaking. The Lord is going to let you know as a people what is really happening with your religious leaders. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord God of Israel.
The Lord God of who?
The Lord God of Israel.
The Lord God of you so-called black man. You so-called Hispanic man. You so-called Native Indian man. The Lord is going to reveal something to you about your religious leaders. Go ahead.
Against the pastors that feed my people.
Against who?
Against the pastors that feed my people.
Against the pastors that is feeding his people. Not everybody. Against the pastors that's feeding black people. Go ahead, read.
Ye have scattered my flock.
You have done what?
Ye have scattered my flock.
Your religious leaders is scattering the flock of the Most High. How they are scattering the flock of the Most High? By not teaching you what you need to know. By not showing you the laws, commandments, and statutes that the Lord gave you as a people to follow. That will change your communities. That will change your ghettos. That will keep you from killing one another, from murdering one another. And that will raise you out of the condition that you are in as a people. Go ahead, read.
And ye have driven them away.
And you have what?
And ye have driven them away.
And your pastors have driven you away from the Lord. Your pastors have driven you away from knowing who your leader is, who your king is, who is the one that you're supposed to be serving, who is the one that you're supposed to be paying respect and homage to. Not your religious leaders. Not your politicians, not your goddamn grandmother and grandfather. You're supposed to be paying homage to your king, who we call Jesus Christ, but in the Hebrew is YAHWH. Go ahead, read.
And ye have not visited them.
And you have what?
Not visited them.
And you have not visited the Lord's people to bring them back to the possession that they're supposed to be in. You have not visited the Lord's people to bring them back to the place where they are supposed to be as a nation.
Last.
Go ahead.
Behold, I will visit upon you the evils of your doing.
You will do what?
I will visit upon you the evils of your doing.
The Lord is saying that He's going to visit you so-called pastors, you so-called religious leaders on the evils of your doing, on the things that you are not doing right according to Him.
Right.
You are guiding His people away from Him.
Right.
And He's going to visit you by doing that. By not teaching them that they are supposed to be following his laws, not your laws.
Right.
You are not showing them that they are supposed to be doing the things that he commanded them to do as a people. Give me the book of Revelation chapter 1, verse 1 by the shot. And you're going to understand, so-called black man, that your king, according to this Bible, is not this white image. This image is a lie. This image was given to you through slavery.
Right.
This is not the image of Jesus Christ.
Right.
This image is a lie from the Christian church.
That's right.
This is not your king.
Right.
This is not your leader.
Right.
According to God, Christ is a black man.
Right.
And we're going to show you that in this Bible. We're going to show you that this is not Jesus Christ. This is a lie. Give me the book of Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1 by the pusher.
The book of Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
The revelation of Jesus Christ.
The revelation of who?
Of Jesus Christ.
The Lord is going to give you the revelation, meaning he's going to reveal to you, so-called black man, what Jesus Christ really looks like.
Right.
Go ahead.
The revelation of Jesus Christ.
The revelation of Jesus Christ. You're going to get the revelation or the revealing of what Christ look like.
Right.
Contrary to what is being sold to us for all these years. This is a lie.
Right.
Go ahead, read.
Which God gave unto him.
Which the Most High gave unto John to show unto us, black people, what your king looks like. Go ahead.
To show unto his servants.
Unto who?
Unto his
To
servants.
show unto his servants. Go ahead.
The things which must shortly come to pass.
Go ahead, drop down to the drop down to verse 13. So
Okay.
God gave John the revealing of Jesus Christ and many other things to show us what is going to come to pass. Go ahead, read.
The book of Revelation chapter 1 and verse 13.
Go ahead.
And in the midst of the seven candlesticks.
So John got this revelation from the Most High God, and he saw in the midst of seven candlesticks, go ahead,
one like unto the Son of Man.
he saw one like unto the Son of Man. The Son of Man is Jesus Christ.
Right.
John is going to show you what Jesus Christ looked like. Go ahead, read.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot.
So John in this vision saw Christ clothed with a garment down to the foot. Go ahead, read.
Can and gird around the path with a golden girdle.
And he saw that image gird around the paps with a golden girdle. Gird around the midsection with a golden girdle. Go ahead, read. What you will call a war belt today. Go ahead, read.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs.
And what John saw that the head and his hairs, go ahead,
were white like wool.
he saw the head, the hairs on the head, and the hairs on the face, that it was white like wool. White in color and woolly in texture. Read it from the top again, Baba Kusha.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14.
Go ahead.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
His head and his hairs, the hair on his head and the hairs on his face were white like wool. Go ahead.
As white as snow.
As white as snow. Giving you the color and giving you the texture of what Jesus Christ looked like.
Right.
Now, if you look at this image that has been sold to us through generations, you're clearly going to see that this is not what John saw. This is not what your religious leaders is not telling you.
Right.
They're not telling you that this is not the image of Jesus Christ.
That's right.
They're not telling you that in this book is the correct and accurate recording of what Jesus Christ looked like. Read it from the top one more time, Baba Kusha.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14.
Go ahead.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
White like wool. White in color and woolly in texture. That was the hairs that John the Baptist saw in the vision about Jesus Christ.
Right.
Letting you know what? That Jesus Christ was of Negroid descent. Jesus Christ would have looked like any brother that you're seeing here with white hair on his face and white hair on his head.
That's right.
Jesus Christ is a black man, and we're going to prove more to you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native
That's right.
Indians. Go ahead, read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
And his eyes were like a flame of fire. Because when you read in previous books, you're going to see that Jesus Christ drank wine.
Right.
As a youth, and as a ghetto youth, or anybody that like rum, salakia, that like alcohol or wine, when you drink, the eye will get little red.
Right.
Jesus Christ's eyes was red.
That's right.
Read.
Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass.
And it's what?
And his feet like unto fine brass.
And when he saw the vision of Jesus' feet, he saw that it was like unto fine brass. Go ahead.
As if they burned in a furnace.
And if you know the color of brass, it looks close to brown.
Right.
And he said, as if it burned in a furnace, letting you know what so-called black man, that brown was really dark. As if it burned in a furnace.
Right.
Letting you know that Jesus Christ was no goddamn white man.
Right.
He was a black man.
That's right.
This image is a lie.
Right.
We in the I.S.U.P.K, under commanding General YAHANNA, is going to come out here every Friday, 12 noon, to let you know what Jesus Christ looked like. To let you know the things that he lived for black people to come out of the conditions that day.
Right.
Come out of the state that day.
Right.
To stop selling drugs to their brothers.
Right.
To stop smoke weed.
Right.
To get dreadlocks off your head.
Right.
To start dressing the way that you're supposed to dress
Right.
as a people. We're going to understand these things. To start eating the things that the Lord wants you to eat, so-called black man.
Right.
So you will not be stuck up in the hospital.
Right.
You wouldn't be going through things like gout,
Right.
hepatitis B,
Right.
arthritis,
Right.
and all these different things. Because in this book, the Bible, in this book, the Lord gave us things to follow as black people.
Right.
And our religious leaders is not telling us what we need to do. They are not telling us the things that is needed for us to come out from the state that we're in.
Right.
But we in the I.S.U.P.K, as you see here, all these brothers, we're going to come out here and tell you what
right.
the Lord requires from you, so-called black man.
Right.
We're going to tell you that.
Right.
We're going to show you what the Lord requires from you, because you have things to do.
That's
you
right.
have things to do, so-called black man.
Right.
You have high holy days to keep according
Right.
to the Lord.
Right.
You are supposed to run away from this society and the things that they give to you.
That's
you are
right.
not supposed to be celebrating Easter.
Right.
You
Right.
are not supposed to be celebrating Christmas.
Right.
You are not supposed to be celebrating spiritual Baptist Day.
Right.
All these evils that they put on us as a people.
Right.
They have given that from young. They have given that shit. They have given us that mess from young. And we grow up teaching our children these things that is not profitable to them.
right.
That will not be profitable to them throughout these generations. So-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. It's time to wake up. It's time for you to wake up and understand the things that the Lord requires from you, because the time is at hand.
That's
The
right.
time is near.
Right.
The time is near.
Right.
The Lord is going to make his return.
That's
For
right.
his special people. Right. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right. You are the Lord's people.
Right.
Your pastor is not telling you that you are the Lord's chosen.
Right.
They are feeding you with things. They are feeding you with things that is not profitable to you.
right.
And have you running around like headless chicken,
Right.
not knowing what to do in this society.
That's right.
Talking about one life to live. Talking about that send him home to sleep. Talking about all this evil that the so-called oppressor, the white man, put on our children.
Right.
Through the TV, through the media, through the radio station.
Right.
They put that on our children.
Right.
And have our children not understanding what the hell is going on.
Right.
And there's something greater going on, so-called black man.
Right.
There's something greater going on
That's
that
right.
you know. But we in the I.S.U.P.K, we're going to teach you what you need to know, so-called black man.
Right.
We're going to teach you the laws of the Most High to start with.
That's right.
And when you start with that, you're going to see the communities change.
Right.
You're going to see the ghettos change.
Right.
You're going to see black people change. Even if Venezuelan that's coming in, what they don't tell you,
Right.
they don't tell you that that's your brother.
Right.
They don't tell you that that's your brothers and sisters. Even them, you're going to see them change, so-called black man.
Right.
Hispanic man.
Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?